Hey family, welcome back to Bex Flavor. I hope that you are all doing well. So of course we are still on our Christmas series, and this time we are not going to eat chicken. Of course you can have chicken, you can have turkey if that's what you like, but I like to bring you this leg of lamb recipe that you are going to love, and it's going to be a crowd pleaser on your dinner table. So let's get started. So to get started, I am going to be making a marinade for our leg of lamb, and I'm going to be listing everything I am using in the description box below. So please do check that out. Of course, I am only giving you tips and hints, so you can adjust the seasoning to your own liking if that's what you so please. But I assure you, if you use these seasonings, you are going to love your leg of lamb. I am also going to be using some fresh thyme. Of course, you can use dry thyme if that's what you have, but I have got some left from the plants that I planted in the summer, so I'm going to be using that. And then I am going to be using a lemon, but I'm using only the lemon zest at the moment. Once I've got all the seasonings in the bowl, I am going to be mixing everything up, ensuring that they are well incorporated before I use this on my lamb. Just to remind you, this seasoning will also work nicely if you're using turkey or chicken or any other meat that you're going to be using this Christmas. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be cutting some incisions into the lamb, and this will allow the seasoning to penetrate through the lamb, and it will make it nice, juicy and moist, and of course very well seasoned. This is also going to ensure that your meat is nice and crispy once it comes out of the oven. So once I'm finished doing that, I am just going to rub the seasoning all over the lamb lovingly. Okay, just rub the seasoning all over, making sure that every part of the meat is covered with the lovely seasoning that we have just made. If you've got a bigger lamb, of course you may need to have more seasoning to cover the entire meat that you're going to be cooking. But of course, that is not my Christmas meal yet, but for the purpose and for the sake of the love that I have for you guys, I bought this smaller one just to show you how to make it. Also, whilst we're giving all that love to the lamb, please give me some love and give me a thumbs up by liking this video, and also share for me. If you haven't subscribed, please, this is your time to go ahead and do subscribe to my channel. So I have finished putting all the seasoning on my lamb, and I'm going to sear the lamb. Okay, the reason for doing this is once you sear the lamb, you fry it sort of on all sides, it is going to lock in the flavor. So once you put it in the oven, it is not going to drip off or come off the meat. It is going to be locked in nicely. So please ensure that you sear this meat with a little bit of oil in a very hot pan, and once that's done, we will continue with the next step. So once I take the meat out of the pan, ensure that it is not too hot to touch. I'm going to be making some incision into the meat, and I'm going to insert some garlic into this. Okay, this is going to be so good, trust me. Don't skip this step. Okay, place the garlic in the incision that you're making, and your meat is going to just taste amazing. Okay, So I have also got some rosemary and some sage, and as I did with the garlic, I am going to be making some more incisions and I'm going to be placing the rosemary and the sage into the meat. I am doing so by wrapping the sage around the rosemary. If you don't have the sage, don't worry about it. However, if you do have it, it is going to make your meat taste so good. It's going to give you that herby flavor that is just infused in that lovely meat with all its juices. Okay, so make sure you don't skip this step. So once I am done with this, I'm just going to leave it on the side, and then I am going to prepare some gravy. Okay, this gravy is going to be so good, you will never want to buy any gravy again. So let's just wait and I'll show you how to make this. So now in the same pan that I seared the meat, I'm going to be adding some carrot, some celery, and some onions as well. You can use any type of onion that you like, and some garlic. I'm then just going to add some water to this. And then I'll be placing a rack on the vegetables just to place my meat on it. This rack is from my Ninja Foodie. If you don't have a rack like this, then please cut like a big onion and let your meat sit on top of it. You don't want your meat to be on the vegetables because it will be soggy. Then I'm going to be baking this in the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how well you want your meat. I like my meat to be very well done, so I'm not going to be having any redness in my meat, but have it any way that you so please. So after about 45 minutes to an hour, my meat is ready and the vegetables are also nicely cooked, which I am going to be using to make my homemade gravy. Okay, it is really good. You have to make this. Okay, so I'm just going to set my meat aside, and then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be wrapping my meat in some foil and let this sit. This is going to allow it to draw some juices from the meat, and it's going to keep your meat nice and moist. So when you take your meat out of the oven, please do not keep it unwrapped. Wrap it up nicely in a foil whilst you get on with other things. Now onto our gravy. Then I'm going to be adding in some chicken seasoning stock, and all I did is I just added the chicken seasoning stock into some hot water and I just added this onto my vegetable. I'm going to give everything a quick mix and allow this to simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then I'm going to be adding a little bit of some unsalted butter. You can add some salted butter, but because the seasoning cube that I've just added had some salt, I'm not going to do that. And then I'm also adding in some black pepper as well, and a little bit of salt just to balance everything out. Then I'm going to give this a nice mix and allow this to simmer for another 2 to 3 minutes. Once the butter has melted into the sauce, I'm going to be adding in some all-purpose flour. Now you're going to be seeing some lumps in the sauce, but do not worry because we are going to strain this. Okay, so I'm just doing this to thicken the sauce up. You can also use corn flour if you've got that, but I prefer this method and it makes the sauce nice and thick. But because I'm going to be straining it, you will not see any lumps in the gravy at all. So I'll allow this to simmer for about 2 minutes and the gravy is ready. Look at how thick it is. It tastes super amazing because it's got all that juices from the lamb and all the seasoning and all the vegetables that I use. It is really good. All I'm doing now is I'm going to strain this to take out the vegetables and then just ending up with this lovely sauce. Now that everything is nicely strained, look at how lovely this is looking. I assure you this gravy is really nice. Some people prefer to add in some soy sauce so that it gets a bit darker, but I don't need all that. It just tastes too good. If you have a gravy jug, go ahead and place this in your gravy jug and get ready to serve. So now I'm going to unwrap my lamb and it smells super amazing. I can't wait to tuck in. As I told you before, it is going to keep it nice and moist, and you can see the moisture that is on the lamb and it tastes so amazing. Honestly, look at it. I don't need to tell you, you have to try this recipe for yourself. Comment below if you'll be trying this recipe. Let me know what you're going to be having this with, and I'm just going to cut this up for you to see how moist and lovely it is looking. And like I said before, I like my meat very well done. Comment below and let me know how you like your meat. You like it rare, medium rare? I mean, if you like it rare, then this is probably not for you, but have it the way you like to have it, okay? It is your food. Do it anyhow you like it. And then I am going to be serving my dish up with my completed meal. So I have the recipe for the vegetables, for the roast potatoes, for everything that you're going to be seeing on this plate. I have the recipe for everything. I will list all the links in the description box below, so please do check that out. But I really hope that you give this recipe a try, especially for this Christmas season, and your family, your friends, and even you are going to love this. And of course, I'm going to drizzle on my lovely homemade sauce or gravy, and my meal is complete. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed, and don't forget that life is too short, so live your best life. I love you for watching, and I see you next time. Take care. Bye.